feel about the people that feel like Cassie, she was complicit with Diddy?
Well, I don't have nothing bad to say about the people in general, but it was an old saying that my man Ward, salute to Anthony Ward out there in St. Louis. He said, "You can't teach stupid. People are just stupid, bruh. You can't teach stupid." Now, what we found out if they went to the trial that Cassie was 16 years old modeling. She was 16 years old modeling, and Diddy knew about her then at 16 years old because they had mutual friends. And Bad Boy was doing that same Sean John and doing perfumes, colognes, whatever like that. He had his eye on this girl at 16 years old. But you know he was with probably Jennifer at the time. He was what's called the Cassie getting older. He may have not started messing with her until 19, but he was dealing with her and seeing her and grooming her, having people be in touch with her at 16. At 16. So now he gets her at 19 years old. He shows her the world. He shows her the world, bro. Everybody that said something to her about the trial who knew Cassie from 16 to the point she messed with Diddy, she was not a type of girl that slept around. If she was in a relationship with a guy, it was monogamous. It was just between them two. She didn't do hard drugs. She didn't do ecstasy. She didn't do pills. She didn't do none of that shit. So now he gets this little girl. He been watching her since she was 16. He gets her at 18, 19 years old. I can go in Gucci, buy whatever she want to. She can go in Fendi and buy whatever she want to. Louis Vuitton, Dolce Gabbana. She getting on G5 jets. You got one of the hot songs. You do a video. You go into all these places you ever dreamed of. Here go this man. He put his hands on you. He start putting you in sexual acts and doing things to you and drugging you out your mind. Did they hear Cassie mama testimony? When she testified, not testimony, when she testified that her daughter came to her and said, "Ma, he got these tapes on me doing things that I should have never done, that I knew better. But I was in love with him." Some women out there ain't never loved that hard. And some men ain't never had women that loved them that hard. Well, they would do things that they would have normally did with, and they ain't do with another guy, but they do with you. You was they first in a lot of stuff. He drugged this girl out of her mind. Did tapes on her. Threatened her. You see that? Look at the screen up there. See that video? That's you. She got to look hard because she don't remember. She don't think that's her. She don't believe it's her. But that's her up on that screen. He threatened that he was going to release that to the world. You better keep on. This was coming out in the trial, bro. So for those people who think this little girl thought of all that shit on her own, let me see her track record. Let me see the record before she got to him. I said this last time. Let me see the record. Let me see everything, brother. Let me know. Let me see some of her other boyfriends that peed in her mouth, that gave her drugs. Let me see some of her other boyfriends. This is what's coming out in the trial, bro. So those people, I'm going to say it again. You can't fix stupid.
So why do you think she came out after all these years? You have some people that believe that she felt the type of way that she did all these freak offs with Diddy and she don't got nothing to show for it. And you have some people they believe that she's mad that Diddy did more for Young Miami than her.
Well, you got to understand this, brother. Cassie seen that she wasn't getting her music done. She signed a 10-album deal. She wasn't getting her music done. He gave her, he allegedly, him and other prostitutes or male escorts gave her all kinds of diseases. All kinds of diseases. So she's sitting back and she didn't get none of the stuff that he promised her. So she asked him for $10 million and I'm going to go about my business. Cassie asked him for $10 million. Benjamin Bradford, one of the great lawyers in New York City that helped him on the Shine case, told Puff, yo, get that girl 10 million and she's going to go away. The federal government had been looking at Puff since 2011. I'm going to say this again. The federal government had been looking at Puff since 2011 because they had information or somebody made a complaint to them that he was sleeping with underage boys. They went and offered a proffer agreement to one of the gangsters who's in jail. I'm not going to say his name, but 50 be getting at him all the time. Point blank. Now, they've been watching Puff for the longest. Cassie dropped the lawsuit. Puff pays her $30 million the next day. They read the lawsuit. It's in record. Oh, this is against the law. That's against the law. We could get him for this. We could get him for that. So now they give Cassie a deal. You took part of this, Cassie. Do you think she wanted to come to court on him? She got her $30 million and she can go with her family now. She's not getting paid for this. She didn't bring charges up against him. The federal government did. And gave her immunity in any charges. Cassie got immunity too, bruh. Because if it's sex trafficking and she's taking part of it and she's paying them and by Puff telling her to pay them, Puff telling them to get them, she's doing it too. So we have to give her immunity. She's not there at her own free will. She's not a hostile witness.
Yeah, I get it. I see where you're coming from. But how you feel about the people that feel like Cassie husband, he's the one that put her up to it because they needed the money and.
Well, when I was with Puff, he used to pay this guy $2,500 every time he worked out with him, like he was his trainer. So I'm just saying, I know Alex made some money in being a trainer with Puff. How he spent his money, I don't know. You got to realize Cassie had a salary of $250,000 a year also. So where are they broke at? Ain't that enough to do something? It ain't enough to do nothing, but it's enough to do something. Cassie was with a well-to-do well-to-do family where his mother took out $20,000 to pay Diddy. This came up in the trial. So my thing about it is this. They had money and enough money to do something, not to do nothing. Everybody always want to call people broke. They don't know people's pockets. They want to assume and say dumb shit. But them people wasn't on no corner begging and asking nobody for nothing. My thing, you can't fix stupid.